Fortunately, we don't reason like that. Anybody thinking that Igbo presidency 2023 will stop us? What we want is Biafra, and what we're going to get is Biafra.
Hereby declare no election, no 2023 general election in Biafra land. This no election in Biafra land has been activated. We are going to make it a task that must be done by every Biafran. All measures will be put in place to make sure the adequate civil disobedience is implemented to stop the election in Biafra land.
No, not at all. What should I do? It's what we expect to happen. But I want our people to be very calm. I want Biafra land to be calm and peaceful. Calm and very, very peaceful. We are fighting to defend our people. Not to kill them. Yes. We are fighting to defend them. That's why I'm here. Yes. And we'll continue to do so until we get victory. Yes,
Thank you everyone for joining. Today, the 31st of October, the last day of October, and today being the first working day of the week. Thank you all for joining. You're welcome to this platform, Biafra Global Network. I want to actually appreciate you all for being consistent and always here with us, and thank you all. Tina Martins is already here. She's already greeting. Thank you so much for joining, and everyone who is, she's the first person to comment today. Welcome, Tina. And thank you everyone who is also joining. Please, as you just join, you just share a link to other social media platforms that you have. Thank you so much, Tina. I'll continue to work as Chuko Kike gives the strength and energy. Thank you all. And please share this right now, because we're going to be going straight to the work. Yo, Big, welcome to you also. Today is the seat at home in Biafra land, and of course, it is one of the solid two that we need to send a signal and a message to the enemies of our people and to the enemies of our leader and our nation, Biafra. Thank you all for being there, and please share on all your social media platforms so that people can join us right now. This is Biafra Global Network. My name is Kelechi Ambrose, and today we're having our guests already in the studio. I'm going to be bringing him up very soon. Of course, we all know him. He has been, doing a great job. One of the elders, we have in our land, who has stood strong, and not just an elder, but a king, who actually, he decided not to take that, take the kingship because of this mandate, But he's in the house anyways. You're going to hear from him today. Some great teachings you're going to have from him today. Before we go on, before I bring him into the studios, remember, let me set the pace here, because of course some of us have listened to seen the message of Margaret Jogware. You're welcome. Real good to have you and see here. You're always here all the way from Germany. Thank you so much for joining. Biafra is our last hope. Yes, that is it. Yesterday we heard from our spokesperson, and of course we saw in the news where the so-called elders came out to actually issue a kind of, I don't know what to call it, whether a mockery of a press release or something. It's terrible, where they have to say that the federal government of the zoo should actually, consider political solution to a situation that has already been concluded by the courts. It's very laughable anyways, but we're going to be talking more on that. You're going to hear from our guest also. I think he's going to use that as a means of pointing out some facts about how we reason and how betrayal has become has turned our minds into caricature. Thank you, Vine Maxwell. Good afternoon, my brother, watching from Bolgatanga, Upper East Region, Ghana. Oh, okay, Upper East Ghana. Okay, welcome. Thank you for joining, my brother, Vine Maxwell. Thank you all for joining. And of course, another news today we have heard that in the M23 rebels have taken over is it Kiwanja or whatever it's called, the town in DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. That is what is happening to Africa. We are seeing everything about Africa is rebels, terrorists, and all of that, and all of these things are because of some factors that we are going to also learn and all of that. And without wasting much time, I'm going to bring our guest into the studio. You're welcome, sir. Prince Ezem Ihanacho, you're welcome, so welcome. And every time we appreciate you joining us, just keeping, to the time and all of that. Thank you so much, sir. Please say hello to Biafrans as they also get prepared to hear from you today.
Good morning, Kelechi. Good morning, fellow Biafrans. It's nice to have you again today. We're here with the message of truth. We're here with the message to illuminate the mind and bring light to the world through Biafra. So it's nice to have you. Now, let me correct one impression, Kelechi. I hail from the kingdom of Ogwa, okay? And as you know, it's hereditary where we come from until the government started to meddle with it. Now, because it is hereditary, I wasn't quite positioned to be the king, and neither do I wish to be the king. Okay, but I come from that lineage.
Okay.
As I told you in our few previous what we call it, previous discussions here, I might be considered a rebel in some ways because of the meddling into the traditional ways of our life. And like I said, this is one of the things I believe in Biafra we're going to correct. We're going to make sure that never again will this hallowed tradition whereby kingship is hereditary and kingship is a thing that no political agenda can affect. Okay? We must return to that, because when my grandfather was alive, I witnessed presidents coming to pay homage, governors coming to pay homage. It's not the other way around, where the king will now have to go to government house to go and beg for staff of office.
Yes.
So these are some of the things we are going to make right in Biafra. So let me put it clear before those who will cry about it, because our people are good at crying. I'm not built to become the king, and I'm not interested in being the king. All I want is that lineage of kingship is maintained, and that we did the right thing. I thank you
so much, sir. Thank you for that clarification. Thank you so much. Before we go on, Joyo B, watching from Nairobi, Kenya. Thank you for joining. Mrs. Maren Hanks is here also. She's saying she's also, sending her greetings to you, from here. And good afternoon, His Excellency. You're welcome.
I hear Maureen is from Ogwa herself, so she must have an idea of where I come from.
Okay.
There
Yes, she is.
Sister,
we must not give any credence to her. He's indeed criminal. Yes, we're not giving credence to them. We're only letting Biafrans know how they have sold out, the extent to which they have sold out, and the Southeast governments, they are visibly responsible for our woes. It's better they keep quiet. Yes, that is why we are making them understand the basis of what we're doing. And please, if you want to call in today, you are free to call in. The number has been pinned. The number is +212 707 898194. If you want to call in today to ask any question, ask our guest any question, you are free to call in, and your questions will be attended to. Now, before we begin to ask the questions, please, I want to play a video because the topic today is numbering your days by focusing on the mandate. Numbering your days. Some people may not understand what it means to number days. They think it's about counting their age and all of that, but it's deeper than that. It's more complex than that, and we're going to be looking at that because most of us have not actually started numbering our days because we actually are still dormant, even in activity. They are so busy, but yet dormant because they have not actually started the work of the purpose why they should be doing what they're going to be doing. But we're going to be listening to Nelson Mandela on this. It's about 2-3 minutes. Let's listen to it to set the pace for how we move to get today. You can also send in messages on how the sit at home is going, so that we can understand what is happening. And of course, we know what is happening in the zoo. Abuja now is becoming deserted. Foreigners are living in their numbers. Deserted. We saw that this morning, we saw that the Nigerian government is importing terrorists. We saw the trailers coming in, and these things are happening, and some people are still foolishly misbehaving. But let's listen to this message from Nelson Mandela, then we'll take it up from there.
First thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself. And one of the most important weapons in changing yourself is to recognize that people everywhere in the world want peace.
If in these later years of a life lived in pursuit of equality, we can at last look upon our own country as one in which citizens, regardless of race, gender or creed, share equal political rights and opportunities for development, we do so with great gratitude towards the millions upon millions all around the world who materially and morally supported our struggle for freedom and justice.
I was in the company of great men indeed. Some of them are more qualified, more talented than I am. And to sit down with them, to exchange views, was one of the most revealing experiences I had. To sit down with those men and to exchange views, it enriched your own life. It fortified your morality. It gave you courage to do better than your best.
One of the mistakes which some political analysts make is to think that their enemies should be our enemies. Anybody who changes his principles depending on whom he is dealing, that is not a man who can lead a nation.
You have a limited time to stay on earth. You must try and use that period for the purpose of transforming your country into what you desire it to be: a democratic, non-racial, non-sexist country. Humility is one of the most important qualities which you must have, because if you are humble, if you make people realize that you are no threat to them, then people will embrace you. They will listen to you.
Wow. Powerful quotes from there. we're going to be drawing energy from that. But before we go on, let me just greet some people here. You know, it's the tradition, you know, we have here to actually. Good afternoon, Edith Nedu is here. Edith Nedu, thank you for joining. And also, let me go on the next. We have Eze, One Love My People, Kelechi and our Prince. Well done, guys. Listen from work. Okay, good to have you, Eze. Always here. You know, always here, whether at work or anytime. He's always here. Thumbs up and share this broadcast, please. Yes, please, you do that, everyone. Please do that. Vine Maxwell is reminding us. Let's share it. And good afternoon, Madam Ifi. Madam Ifi, you're welcome to this, to the platform today. And Machi Best Channel. Greetings to you, Mazi Kelechi. Thank you all. And our guest is in the house today. And again, I'll for those of you who are just joining, his name is Prince Ezem Hianacho, and he has been lecturing us, and he has been speaking to us and all of that. Pastor Victor Adim is here. Wow, the double fire. Pastor Victor Adim, he says the double fire. Wow, great. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes. It's going to be fire today. You know, it's going to be fire. Now, sir, let's look at that. You know that message of Nelson Mandela. But I want to use a specific narrative or from the news to actually bring out a point so that we can begin to deal with those points that he made. He talked about humility, he talked about he talked about energy, he talked about the time we have in life, which of course influenced the number of days here. Also tallies with the topic of today, numbering our days. He talks about we have a short time to live, and he made mention of so many things. And of course, all these things he made mention were some of the faculties that actually helped him succeed and get results based on the fact. And so he's talking from experience, not just giving us a theoretical analysis, but he's talking from experience. Now we have because we want to streamline to our people. In Biafra land, this is an elder, Nelson Mandela, an elder statesman. He earned it. It was not a title. He earned it, And now we have elders who are so-called elders of the Biafra people or the Igbo nation or race. Let me say Igbo race, because Biafra people are of Igbo race. Now, they came out yesterday to make, or 2 days ago to make, it was yesterday or so, 2 days ago, yes, on Saturday, to make a press statement saying that political solution should be adopted in a system where democracy is supposed to be supreme or to have control, which means that as much as the courts have given their judgment, what elders should do is to demand the enforcement of that judgment by the government in power. Now, I want to look at how the minds of these people are leading. A position or something. At what point do we adjudge leaders to be reprobate? That's the question I want to ask. At what point do so-called elders become reprobate? We're looking at the mind now. Please, sir, can you take it up from there?
Well, thank you for that question. The average Biafran will be surprised to hear these people talk in this way. But I'm not surprised. It's important to appreciate what happens to human mind or mortal being's mind. Yesterday, I made it a point to highlight exactly where the problem in society is coming from. I made it clear that the problem in this world, it doesn't matter how you look at it. It's not coming from anything else. It's not coming from animals. It's not coming from anything else other than from those who either believes they are animals or agree that they are animals. These are the two sources through which madness had befallen humanity. Those who believe or accept that they are animals. And I'm asking these people to please, if you really believe or agree that you are basically animals. Can you please start behaving like animals, and then humanity will be free. Humanity will be safe.
That's right.
I am begging them to. So you see, when you really take out time to dig deep into the structure and the systems that we have all subscribed to, you will suddenly realize that humanity have been sold to believe in lies, sold to use adjectives that are not appropriate. Okay? How can you call a criminal an elder? An elder is meant to be somebody who is truthful, who is honest, whom you can trust even in your sleep to protect the interests of the age. How can you call a criminal your leader, our leaders? How can you call people whose mind have been destroyed? Because you see, once you're using the wrong adjectives, okay, to describe something, you begin to have the wrong perception and you begin to expect things they are not supposed to be expecting. That's why labeling is very critical. You have to label things appropriately. Otherwise, you can take acid thinking that it is water and use it to cook. Okay? When we sanitize our minds, yeah, you cannot see a criminal and then you begin to label them with this so-called leader. Elder. No, you can't. We are human. If you become a human being, you would know that you can't allow anybody to sell you short. You will always identify what is wrong and you call it out for what it is. You see, Nelson Mandela mentioned the word humility, but that humility must also be linked with truth. And the truth must be ruthlessly honest. If you try to moderate the truth, you turn it into something it is not. That's why I keep saying to people, the truth prefers to be in its natural state, stark naked. The truth wants to remain totally naked, but liars will always look to cover it up because they are ashamed of the truth being naked. But we must force them to allow the truth to remain naked, because without the truth remaining naked, we are sold and humanity is destroyed. That's why each time you're calling a thief, clearly you know it's a thief. People who believe in lies will be telling you, oh, but that's a harsh word. Oh, but because they're looking for you to moderate it. They want you to dilute it. They don't like the stark nakedness of the truth. But the truth would always prefer to be naked. And we must learn to allow it to be naked. Otherwise, it won't serve its purpose. You can't destroy the salt just because you want it to taste the way you prefer. The salt must retain and remain in its state and have the taste that it is naturally meant to. Otherwise, you destroy it. So in Biafra, we are going to cultivate the mind so that if it is not truthful, we are not going with it. These people who are now talking about political solution, okay, as far as I'm concerned, are criminals. These people, I will never call them, I don't care what they call themselves or what people call them. These are criminals. And I don't believe these are Igbo people or Biafrans, because a true Biafran, first of all, would recognize that Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. That a true Biafran will automatically know that Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. And then any second Nnamdi Kanu spends in that kidnapping experience was criminal and unlawful. Every genuine Biafran, every genuine human being, every person of good conscience would know that all the time Nnamdi Kanu spent in there was illegal. Okay? So there is no human being on earth, anywhere in the world, that wouldn't know that the detention of Nnamdi Kanu was illegal and criminal. Let alone when a court have declared him totally free. Every sane person, that means only shidemma, okay, even if you are a criminal, would know that there is no other grounds to keep this guy. That each day you are keeping him, you are placing a curse on your head, that you are asking the forces of this universe to consume you and your entire lineage. So when you know that this is what it ought to be, how on earth you see, let me tell you something, these people are confused. These people have become mentally sick. So how can you now start coming to talk about a political solution? Somebody had been illegally held. It's not just that. Somebody have been totally freed and acquitted. And you're now talking about political solution. It tells you that these people have lost their mind and their sanity. They are not only criminals, they are now very, very sick. And that's why a lot of them go about on a rampage, destroying. They are just in self-destructive mode now. That's all. Because they are now, their minds are gone. This is the dangers of selling your soul to the devil. The dangers of selling yourself to what your eyes can see. This is one of the dangers of thinking that this paper called money have become your God. Once you start serving your fellow mortal being and serving the things of this world, I am sorry, the worship of other things, okay, in place of God will always send the mind crazy. So that's the state these people are in, okay? These are idolatrous individuals. They've lost the way of, they don't even know who God is. That's why they've all, as they are alive, but the dead is better. They are living, but I'm telling you, their souls are dead. They might be looking as if they have brains, but they are psychotic. So I am not surprised at all, and I'm not shocked. For me, it is expected, because when you have soiled your hands, when you have soiled your soul, I am sorry, the forces of nature will send you mad, but you would not know that you have become mad, because if a crazy person gets to know that they are crazy, their madness will stop. So they are in that state whereby they know not what they are doing nor what they are saying.
Okay.
And they brought it upon themselves.
Okay.
And I don't know. It's only God who would know how to remedy it, not me. Yes.
Okay. So
these are very sick people, I'm telling you.
Okay, so let's look at it deeply here. You talked about the truth being naked.
Yes.
And of course, when anything is naked, it has nothing to hide. Now let's look at them now. Let's look at it critically. These men know that the courts of appeal have said this man has no case to answer. He has to be free and release him now. And now these so-called people who have imposed themselves on the people of Biafra by the Fulani Caliphate are now saying to the Fulani Caliphate that they should adopt political solution. That means they should maybe abolish, let me use the word abolish, the court judgment, and then political solution. That tells us that that tells me something. I don't know whether you think that way. One, they don't think, they already have a mindset as the Fulani Caliphate that what we are operating, is not democracy. We are operating the Fulani template. That's the Caliphate template, which is it has nothing to do with democracy. Two, political solution is the normal way of making more money, because they have to discuss with Nnamdi Kanu, exchange money, let him give up the issue of no election, and all of these things, because those are the things they want to discuss. Because political solution means that we're going to discuss things that will favor us politically and also favor you. We give you what you want, and then we can get what we want based on the fact that we are a cartel. We are, strongly connected to this a particular system, the caliphate, as a proxy, controlled by the British. So we have to fulfill the mandate of our business, continue our, our system and all of that. And so we need to discuss. So leave the issue of the court judgment. They are telling their leaders now, or their rulers, or their power source, telling them to leave the issue of political solution and discuss. Let's discuss with this man, so that, because the main problem they are having is that once election is not held or election is disrupted, their power to hold the people will be dislodged and destroyed. What do you think about that?
Well, what you have done is to articulate all the reasonings behind what they are saying now. Well, for me, I knew that these reasons existed even from the time they all celebrated the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Okay? These things you're highlighting existed. This is why I say to every Biafran, you see all these people you're calling your leaders. You see all these people you're calling your elders, including Peter Obi. These people are worse to Biafrans than the Fulanis. And it's important every Biafran understands this. If you're a Biafran, if you're truthful, because only the truth can save humanity. I've always described the truth as that bitter pill. A bitter pill that tastes terrible, but somehow you've got to learn to swallow it so that you can recover from your illness. Sin and evil is an illness, and the only cure is the truth. There is just no other cure. So we must learn to swallow it, no matter how harsh it might look. No matter how naked it is, we got to brave it and leave it to stay naked. I am telling you everything you articulated, okay? You see, your worst enemy isn't quite the person who designs evil for you. Because the person that devises and designs evil for you might not have the mechanism to bring it down to you. So your worst enemy is that your brother, that your sister, who now goes to the person that designs evil for you and go into pact with them, knowing that they are the only one that can come and deliver that evil and make sure that they serve you with that evil. That is what these people represent. Because left to Fulani alone, they can't do you anything. It is those people that subscribe to their agenda. And you can look at it from another wider perspective as to what the Fulanis are being used through British system to be doing in that contraption. Once Britain left that geographical location, no matter the evil they have planned, it would have been totally impossible for them to execute it without having insiders that they have to use to carry out the evil. The same thing Britain, the British establishment is doing with Fulani is what Fulani is doing with these people you think are your leaders. I think I read something, I don't know where I read it, where somebody was lamenting that the crisis of Ekweremadu had left his town with a non-representative in the House of. I couldn't stop laughing. It's like you need to find a representative, being that he's absent, to represent the views of his constituents. I just couldn't stop laughing. That told me that people are so scammed And people are so destroyed that they can't reason anymore. I thought to myself, whoever posted this somehow believes that these people go to the House of Senate or go to House of Reps to go and protect and highlight the interest of their constituents. That's what the person who posted it may have been thinking. Of course, I had to respond and say, well, I can assure you that it makes no difference. Because whether he is there or not, the interest of his constituents will never be represented. So it doesn't make any, I don't think if you go to wherever he comes from in Anambra State, that they are missing his contribution in the House of Senate. So I don't know what it takes for people to begin to appreciate what is upon them. That, and remember, the only explanation I have is this, and you need to capture it. Our audience need to capture it. The only explanation I have for this is that for your soul to be sold, for your soul to be conditioned in this way, you must, it's a must, you must be a believer or an agreeer. You must agree or you must believe that mortal beings are basically animals. These are the two sources where you have this level of conditioning and madness in mortal beings. You must be a believer or somebody who agrees that mortal beings are basically animals, because it is only within these groups that you would find mortal beings who are acting and behaving worse than animals. And it is automatic. You cannot believe that you are a basic animal without immediately switching into sub-animal behavior. It's automatic, because the kind of things you're going to think, the kind of things you're going to do, no animal will ever think it, let alone do it. It's automatic. And that's why I am begging of all those who think or believe or accept that they are basically animals to please start behaving like animals so that humanity can be free. Because once you start behaving like animals, you're no longer going to be able to think and plan and go and take money and sell the other person. You're no longer, yes, you're no longer going to learn to poison people. Your ability to start planning evil will just stop. You can't, there are so many things you can't do. So and please.
You can be predicted too. You can be predicted.
That's right. And we can predict you, and we can know where to send you. We can know how to, you won't become a threat anymore. We can take over that. So stop telling us that you are basically animal, but you're not behaving like a basic animal. So if you say you're basically animal, please, you can choose to return to the wild or turn yourself into a domesticated animal. These are your two options. So let us look after you. Let us decide when we feed you if you are a domesticated animal. Let us reproduce what you eat without poisoning you. These, you can't call them animal because you are now betraying animals. Because animals will never think, let alone do what these evil people are doing. And we got to call it the way it is. We must, because all this playing with words, when you play with words, you confuse the mind. And that's why in Biafra, words are going to be scrutinized to such a level where we wouldn't let you say is if we think is not the appropriate thing. We won't allow you to say no if we believe that no doesn't sit well. Because it is because people never paid attention to all the uses of all these words. People never paid that. That's why people are confused to believe that, oh, somebody discovered the river. Or then they tell you, oh, we have international community, but it has no meaning. Or they tell you, you will hear a whole government official telling you that they have a responsibility to protect Nigeria territorial integrity. And you are trying to work out what does integrity mean, and what does it mean, and has the meaning of integrity changed? Because you can never associate Nigeria with integrity. Nigeria is actually the opposite of integrity. And people are just dishing out all these adjectives, dishing out all these words, and everybody is running with it. Nobody is saying, what does this mean? How do we marry all this nonsense with what is on the table? That's why Biafra is coming to bring light. Biafra, because Biafra represents the truth. That's why Biafra is the light. You can now begin to understand why all the forces of darkness in this world are fighting against Biafra. Because they know what Biafra will introduce in this world and what Biafra will stand for. They are going mad about it because they know that all their evil enterprises are going to end. Because once you bring light to darkness, that's it. It's done. So I say to Biafrans, my fellow genuine Biafrans, this is the time to be strong. And let me assure you and reassure you that God, Chukwokike, has opened the Red Sea for us to march across. The Red Sea is open, and we're going to march across. And anybody trying to stand against it will be consumed by that Red Sea. You watch out, because it's God's time to declare Biafra. Nothing on earth, just like Mazen Kanu said, not in 1 trillion years will anybody or anything stop Biafra from coming this time.
Yeah,
Trust.
Pastor Dean, Adim, Victor mentioned something. He actually drew our minds to, drew my attention to the mind again, because basically what we're looking at now is the functionality of the mind. Now, that brings us, a scripture to my mind, Romans chapter 1, verse 28, where it said, because they refused to retain God, he gave them over to a reprobate mind. The same thing that happened to Pharaoh, to do things that are not convenient, to do things that are not appropriate. Now, I want to look at it because you talk about labeling a thing, branding it, giving a brand, a label on it, and then to be able to actually identify and actually deal with it in that brand. Now, before one gets to the point of reprobacy, look at these people who call themselves leaders, who call themselves elders, who call themselves, give themselves intellectuals and give themselves titles. You've been to wonder.
Intellectual.
Yes.
Yeah,
now you've been to. Is the problem? Because we see that they always continue to dish out all these narratives, and yet some people just accept it, some people just read it, some people just share it, and everything goes on normally, and they keep going on. They move around Biafra land, and everything is going on fine for them. Is the problem in the mind right now the problem about the people? Or is the problem about these so-called rulers imposed, these so-called elders imposed by the caliphate? Because now, you see that they keep doing that. Look at it now. Let's look at it. Let me give an example. Before the Anambra election, they came up with this same narrative that they are playing now, this same game. They talked about political solution. They were talking about the government granting Mazen Kanu that opportunity for political solution. They took that narrative to the point that Anambra election now was conducted. After that, they started playing their games and stalled it. Now it is getting close to another election. They are still bringing that same narrative, and some of our people are still buying and keying into the same narrative. Is the problem in our mind? Is it connected to the activities of the people? Because even when we look at the book of Romans chapter 1 verse 8, says, because they refused to retain God in their memory or in their minds, he gave them over. Are we saying now that the problem is more spiritual than physical?
Of course. Nothing ever can manifest physically without originating from this spiritual. The spirit controls the mind. I've told you already that you always have in fact, I've already answered your question when I told you that there are these people that believe that they are basically animals are usually the ones that are running the activities of life. Those who accept that they are basically animals are the ones who agree with every agenda the people at the top bring. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying.
Very well.
So they are usually, you will find them at the top, you find them at the bottom. Okay? They have similar belief. And because when you are in that mode of believing or accepting that you are an animal, every narrative of evil, because then your mind is conditioned to buy into madness, any madness. And this is where you begin to see the mind that we call lily-livered minds, okay? Chameleon-like minds. They will jump from one place to the other. They will jump from this. They become gamblers. They gamble this here. They gamble this now because their hearts are no longer pure. They are driven by animalistic instincts, but they are not animals. So now they are more dangerous than animals. Everything sold to them, as far as it meets the needs of their stomach, they will run with it because they are now in animal state. Remember, an animal has no capacity of production. An animal is a consumer. An animal is a consumer. It can only consume. Now, because they are in that sub-animal state, they are only looking to consume. That's why anything you flash in their eyes, give them money, give them what they are only looking. Do you know that? Let me be very frank. Over 80%, I want to be modest. Over 80% of those who are calling themselves obedient, when you scrutinize them very well, you find that it is either their relative is now going to contest for governorship, or is going to contest for senator, or is going to contest for this and whatever, or they themselves are going to be contesting, or there is something they are seeing this time as their time, okay, and they are ready to die for this time. They are not. When you tell them, look, if okay, for argument's sake, if Peter Obi can go and deliver magic for 8 years, what about what happens after 8 years? They'll tell you they'll tell you to go to hell because, in fact, they will tell you that Peter Obi will cure all the problems of Nigeria because all they are thinking about is here and now, here and now. This is the here and now that Freud told us about. When it comes to little babies and their personalities, here and now.
The question now is, how do our people fall for what is wrong with the mind of the people? Let me give this instance. How do our people fall for this? Because now in September and July last year, the same narrative played out. They talked about political solution and all of that because we're looking critically on the minds of the people now. They fell for that same narrative. They fell for that same trick. And now they have come with that same narrative, talking about political solution and trying to bring to the delay tactics again so that it will get into February. Now, let me give this analysis. There is a cousin of mine, always anytime I talk about Biafra thing and all of that, he sends message, he said, I prayed, it happens, I pray, it happens, we are praying, let it happen. And this same cousin of mine, every time I see when he sees a post about Peter Obi, he will comment and say, this man will do better. And he's still, what is wrong with the minds of our people?
Right. Did you hear me use the word conditioning? And do you understand what conditioning means?
Yes.
Yeah. These are conditioned minds. And I've written extensively on this, that it is criminal, it is evil to condition the minds of mortal beings. Mortal beings' minds are not meant for conditioning. Then you see those who go out seeking to condition the minds of mortal beings, and those who allow their minds to be conditioned have a lot of query to answer from Chukwu Okike. Because there is a reason why God created each person and gave them free will and made them free and independent thinkers. Because without that independence in your thought process, you will never be able to harness your unique essence to this world, and you can't contribute anything meaningful to life. Once you condition somebody's mind, or somebody allows their minds to be conditioned, their ability to be independent thinkers will just be destroyed. Because what you have done is to replicate in that person's mind the way you yourself want to be thinking. Once you make two fingers become the same, you have neutralized nature and you've destroyed the functionalities of the hand. That's what happens. If any human being allows their mind to be conditioned, let me tell you what God asks each of us to do. That's why it takes two people to have a baby. When you have a baby, and if this thing is applicable to your baby, then it's applicable to every human being on earth. When you have a baby, what God wants us to do is to give out all we have to that baby. Okay? Send all the truth we carry to that baby, so that through what that baby would hear, through what that baby would see, through what that baby will feel, through what that baby will begin to analyze, they will start forming their own views of the world in their brains. Their imagination will start growing. That imagination will now trigger that baby's unique gift. Because you don't train your children to become you. You don't make your children to only see what you see and agree to only what you agree with, because you are only a malfunctioning mortal being with limitations. You train your child so that your child can develop a mind of their own. You don't go conditioning. The things you condition are animals. Even conditioning animals can also be seen as sinful, because you're not meant to be driving animals out of their natural state. Okay? So the problem we are dealing with is this problem of conditioning the minds of human beings to now begin to reason worse than animals. Because once you condition the mind of a human being, automatically their behavior will turn into that which you can vividly prove that this is beyond animal, because animal can't do this. The things that these people whose minds are conditioned do, no animal can think it, let alone do it. It's impossible. I think I've given you examples of those. So everything you are seeking, everything you are asking, everything that is baffling you, I can assure you, they are all summarized by the word conditioning of the minds of mortal beings, which is evil and sinful. It's a crime. So that is where these things are coming from. That's why they can use that same method on a regular basis and it will still be working for them, because the mind is already conditioned to accept these things. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Now I'm going to. Okay.
I hope you get where I'm coming from.
Yes, I get it. Now I want to ask you a question on the issue of label.
Yes.
Label, because it's a very wide it's significant. But before I'm going to ask my question, I'm going to play that video of Nelson Mandela again, because I want our viewers to actually digest the information. Please, everyone, just listen to this video, pick up some facts from it, and then we can move on from that point. Please listen.
First thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself. And one of the most important weapons in changing yourself is to recognize that people everywhere in the world want peace.
If in these later years of a life lived in pursuit of equality, we can at last look upon our own country as one in which citizens, regardless of race, gender or creed, share equal political rights and opportunities for development. We do so with great gratitude towards the millions upon millions all around the world who materially and morally supported our struggle for freedom and justice.
I was in the company of great men indeed. Some of them more qualified, more talented than I am. And to sit down with them, to exchange views, was one of the most revealing experiences I had. To sit down with those men and to exchange views, it enriched your own life. It fortified your morality. It gave you courage to do better than your best. One of the mistakes which some political analysts make is to think that their enemies should be our enemies. Anybody who changes his principles depending on whom he is dealing, that is not a man who can lead a nation. You have a limited time to stay on earth. You must try and use that period for the purpose of transforming your country into what you desire it to be: a democratic, non-racial, non-sexist country. Humility is one of the most important qualities which you must have, because if you are humble, if you make people realize that you are no threat to them, then people will embrace you. They will listen to you.
Yes, welcome back, everyone. We have been looking at the critical matter that concerns us. We're going to allow our guests also, intervene in this matter. Please, what do you have to say about that video? The totality summary.
Yes, I've got 5 more minutes, so let me just tell you a few things about what we've had from Nelson Mandela. Everything he says, a lot of what he says make great sense. But you see, once you become a true Biafra, and you're reading through that, as much as what he's saying is brilliant, you will still begin to notice areas of improvement. Let me tell you, as I sit here with you, and I want to use one example. It is wrong for anybody to believe that another person is more talented than them. Okay? Because you can only have 1 or 2 talents, or 3, or you can have 8 talents, and your talent cannot be the same as the other person's talent. I don't know whether you heard where Nelson Mandela said that he was sitting with people more talented than more. He might consider it as being humble, but for me, that is not humility. For me, humility is accepting that no matter how good you are, you're not better than the other person. And no matter how good the other person is, they're not better than you.
Correct.
Yes. You must do that. This is why a lot of these so-called leaders in the Southeast go and worship the caliphate. Okay? And the caliphate will go and worship Buckingham Palace, monarchy. No.
It's all about worship here and there.
It's about worshiping your fellow mortal being who is limited. Okay? Who might be better than you in some areas, and you are better than them in other areas. That is, you see, what Biafra is bringing will surprise the world, because we're going to hit at the foundations of the truth. And this truth, God wants it to come on. This truth must come. There is no way this truth will not come. Okay? Because it is the time for truth. If you remember, the scripture promised us the days of discerning spirit, when no man will not come and trade, just sell your soul. We are promised that that day will come when no person will not come and sell thieves to you. Days of discernment. And that is what Biafra is coming. So there is nothing called humility until one realizes that they are not better than the other person and the other person is not better than them. Rather, you have things unique to share with one another.
That's it.
So that is where humility, that is what you call true humility. And that is what Biafra is bringing. Okay? But there are other things that he said that sits perfectly well with humility, especially where he says, those who move according to, who change their views according to who they are speaking to, yeah, they are not qualified to be anywhere near leadership in humanity, because a true leader is consistent. A true leader is firm and steadfast with clarity of purpose. Okay? And nothing shakes their foundations. That's a true leader. Okay? So that is the much I'm going to add in that, because I'm gonna run off in the next 3 minutes.
Thank you so much. We are really grateful. You have made so many points here that are so vital. We're so grateful for these great points. In fact, I believe that our audience and the people of Biafra are going to actually pick the things they need to pick out of this, and then we're going to begin to harness it and, you know, juxtaposition it with their lives, and then understand what they need to do and how they need to do it to make sure that they stay focused and not being moved, tossed here and there, and all of that. And again, also, we are expecting to, you know, we're going to there's some basic question I wanted to ask, you know, but I'm not going to ask them today because we don't have the time. So maybe on Thursday, you know, I'm going to try to bring those questions up, and then as we discuss, because we're going to have been recreating Biafra on that day. So it's part of, you know, the questions we're going to be dealing. You know, this we just want to thank God for you, and we want to just say we are grateful for what you're doing for Biafrans, the teachings and all of that. The people are really receiving some mind-changing principles from what you're teaching, and we are glad to have you. So we say thank you, and let's allow you go do what you have to do. But thank you so much. Your last words to Biafrans, please, before you go.
Yes, and I can't live without thanking you for what God is using you to do. Like I said, we all come, we all come with our various and different talents to serve a particular purpose. So I want to give God all the glory for what He's using you to achieve. And to all my fellow Biafrans, I thank God for all of you that have seen the light and determined to bring the light to the world. Let us go in one accord through the will of our God, Chukwokike Abiam, and achieve and bring this light to the world.
Before you go, sir, I want to say this, like my brother Wanchineke and other people, please, the Ken, you see, the name of our guest is not Ken. The Ken was the guy we were talking about last week, who is the 15-year-old, who we actually analyzed. Since then, some people have been calling you Ken. His name is Ezim Ihanacho. Ken is the person we're talking about, that young boy who is 15 years old, but, you know, did great, you know, in his class and all of that. So please get it right. His name is Prince Ezim Ihanacho. And please, we thank you, sir. The people are saying thank you.
Ihanacho, Ihena. I-H-E-N-A. Yeah, Ihena.
Okay, okay. Good.
On that note, I thank you all and have a great day. You take care now. I've got to go.
See you on Thursday, sir. We will be glad to have you. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Biafrans, it's been a wonderful time. It's been a wonderful time, and I know that you all enjoyed that moment with our guests. In fact, the points he made today, so many questions were just coming into my mind. You know, and especially on the issue of this talking about changing ourselves, changing self through the concept of the mind, the reprobate mind, the point at which your mind now begins to get influenced by demonic forces, and of course getting to the point where you now begin to become oppressed, because before people get possessed, they get oppressed. At that point of oppression, they either move into depression, and of course to that point they now begin to get possessed, because now the demons begin to take over them. Now look at those people who call themselves our leaders. They are not our leaders. We know they are not our leaders, but yet they are behaving like people who are possessed. These are people who are tired of life. These are people who have not yet done anything in life. In fact, they have not been able to number their days, in spite of the fact that they have their age, getting older and getting older. Very soon, most of them will die and go off. But yet they're not thinking of what to offer. They're not thinking of what to do, and all of that. We want to thank our guest for such time, and on Thursday we're going to be having him here again, and on the Recreating Biafra show. Recreating Biafra, that's the program for Thursday, and we're going to look forward to having him, because that is when we're going to talk about talents. That on that day we're going to be talking about talent issues that have to do with talents, gifts and ideas and all of that to change our land, and the people who are doing great things in Biafra land. So I look forward to having you on that day. Join us. And Samuel said something. Let me see what Samuel said. Samuel said, thanks so much, our daddy and our brother. May God bless you all. Thank you so much, Samuel. Thank you so much, Samuel. We have Edith. Edith Nedu says thank you, to sending message to our thank you so much, Mazi, sending a message to our guest, Miss SM Hianacho. Thank you so much, Edith Nedu. Thank you, Margaret Tay Jogware. Margaret Tay. Thank you, Prince. I have learned a lot from you. May God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Margaret Tay, for that compliment. Samuel says yes. So yes, it is. Samuel also. Vine Maxwell, Biafrans will be watching you with one eye. You are dancing in one Nigeria platform. Dr. Change or Dr. Damage or whatever, and the same time jumping in Biafra platform. Hope you are two-faced man from Ghana. Okay, you see, that is the same analysis I gave. I have a cousin who is always giving accolades to what I'm doing, and happy that we're talking about Biafra, praying, wishing that Biafra comes, and yet you'll be seeing him with Peter Obi. Whenever you see a post about Peter Obi, he will come and tell you that we're strongly behind him. I don't know how people can, you can't serve two masters, because Peter Obi represents the master, the evil master of the caliphate, and Biafra represents the master of lights, this rising sun. So you can't bring the darkness, the Fulani caliphate, into the rising sun. It's not possible. When you dance towards Peter Obi is always, or is a representation, a cynosure of the caliphate. You can't, there's no two ways about it. I've been explaining all of these things, and tomorrow I'm going to be talking more about it so that you will understand. He represents the caliphate, because anything you talk about, when you talk about election, you're actually talking about the program of the caliphate. It is actually not democracy, but a program of the caliphate. That is why they keep coming to kill. That is why they keep coming. Now look at it now. They are buying time with the issue of, now look at these people now. These people called elders, who call themselves elders. They are now helping the Fulani caliphate to buy time. What are they doing now? They are now talking about political solution, so that our people will now begin to say, okay, yes, at least let's tell them now that the court has given their judgment, and let them also adopt the political solution. So our people now get distracted. Our people begin to talk about political solution until the election now comes. And then before the presidency uses their words, because that's what they have arranged, they have agreed, they tell them, go and talk to the people about political solution, because they know that political solution will always favor them. They give you money, they want to induce Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, just to induce him, because political solution is about giving him money to accept their terms. That is what it is, and which he has been rejecting all this while. But they are still insisting, because they are still talking to him to agree. That's why they're still keeping him down. So they're using the courts to buy time, and at the same time talking to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to convince him to be part of it. Now they bring the people out, these so-called elders out, they bring them out to talk about political solution to the people, to confuse the minds of everybody. Now everybody will now begin to say, okay, let them try it. Let's see where it works. Since now they are talking about political solution, let's see whether Buhari, the maxed man who called Buhari, will take it, and all of that. And then now the people begin to talk about political solution. Then the government now watch. The caliphate will now watch how you are behaving, how you are responding to it. When they see that every one of you is responding to it, they now say, okay, you people have to fix the time. Come, let's talk. Then the people, same Mohanese and the governors will now come and tell you, we have fixed the time with the president, with the caliphate, or with they say the president, of course, they'll say the presidency. So we have fixed the time with them. We are going to be discussing this matter. So please calm down, just be yourself. Nnamdi Kanu will be released and everything will be well, but we're going to discuss with the presidency. We're fixing so time. Maybe they will now fix 1 month ahead, and then you will be buying, they will use it to be buying time. Now, remember, their foot soldiers are coming in trailers, in trucks. You saw the truck of yesterday that Mazi Samoneka posted. Go to Twitter, you'll see it today, this morning. The truck will be coming in, their militias will be coming in, and they, of course, their target is to assassinate him in the DSS custody. But now they are pretending as if they are doing everything. Political solution. We want to solve this matter amicably. We want to get him. We actually want him out, but we have to resolve this thing and all of that. And this matter is concerning the integrity of our nation, concerning Nigeria. We have to keep Nigeria one, and that is the system. That is the tactics. So they buy the time, and their militias will be doing the damage. Before you know it, you hear that DSS custody has been attacked. They'll say, oh, but we're discussing political solution. These people have come to attack the DSS custody. They will now be frame ignorance, behave as if they didn't know about it, but they are the sponsors of these ones. Didn't you see that truck entering as soon as they were even escorting the truck? And before you know it, the truck will be cleared by DSS, cleared by the government, and the truck will be, before you know, the people have disappeared into the bushes or into the corners. Into the corners. So these are the things we're talking about. These are the things that we're talking about. Our people must understand all of these. So let me go back to the messages. Samuel says they are only after money. Of course, that is what criminals are always after. Political solution is about discussing. So we'll go, exchange hands, money will go around, and everybody will be fine, everybody will be happy, they have shared it, and then it continues. The people will continue to be in the situation they are. Bless you, bro. Ism. Yeah, so thank you so much, Mrs. Sadazion. He will get it. I know he's still watching and, of course, observing what we're doing. Your guest is a very great teacher. He's a great teacher. Mark Chi, best channel. Yes, your guest is a great teacher. He's always on point. I must thank him most sincerely for his wonderful teachings, educating the minds of humanity, especially Biafrans. May God bless him more. He said, God bless our guest. He has done great. He has been teaching. He has been analyzing and talking to the people. Okay, Wachuku, sir, my position is known and well-grounded. That is Vine Maxwell is talking now. And responding to Okenwa Wachuku, my position is known and well-grounded in the agitation of Biafra. I defend Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, etc. in all platforms. I refuse allowing them shave our hairs in our absence. Okay, so Vine Maxwell is stating it categorically clear here that he's only interested in Biafra and nothing more. Thank you so much, Maxwell, for making this clear to us. Well done, Wachuku. James Obiora, thank you for joining. Glad to see you here. And Mary Mwala, this man makes a lot of sense. No one is better than the other. Yes, no one is better than the other. Even if you have 5 talents, or you have 2 talents, or you have 1 talent, doesn't make you better than the others. Your mandate is on 100% delivery. Even the person with 1 talent has 100% delivery. You have 20 talents, you have 100% delivery. So on all of them, your total delivery must be under 100%. That's how it is adjudged. Because everything that has to do with us is on 100% basis, because that is the criteria of measuring percentage, 100%. So when we say 1 talent, 100%, the other person 10 talents, 100%, we are all equal because we are fulfilling a mandate to achieve 100% results. So nobody's better than you. If you see someone doing something unique and all of that, don't think they are better than you, because they are not better than you. You actually have your own unique way of operation and your unique way of dealing with matters. And so you have to understand that. So Mazgelechi, please be very, very careful with this man from Ghana called at he has actually said something. So I think you sent this message before he sent that message. He is not to be trusted. The guy is jumping around, including Nigeria platforms, discussing for a better Nigeria. Well, he has come to clear himself. I don't know. I've not seen any of those. But of course, as long as people keep saying that they are for Biafra. We just take them on their words. I mean, we just accept them and believe them, believe their words. But when we see them work against it, their actions will tell. So we keep observing, and we have so many people, of course, who are in this thing that actually need to find their footings rightly. So I believe that if Maxwell, maybe with your words now and the messages you have sent, if he's busy, jamboreeing about those one Nigeria people, one Nigerianists, and all the details of one Nigeria, maybe this time around he will now retrace his steps. So we keep observing. So Vine Maxwell, and this is a message to you. You're accused of jumping around with Nigeria platforms, on Nigeria platforms, discussing Nigeria and better Nigeria. So please, I believe Okenwa has some evidences about that. That's why he's saying this. But we want to believe also that you actually don't really intend all of that. So you have to clear yourself. And if you have been doing that, please, get away from it. If you're for Biafra, you have to be for Biafra. You can't be for Biafra. You can't be for the rising sun and be for the darkness of the caliphate. No, it's not possible. So you have to take a stand now. You have to take a stand. So Okenwa, he has got the message. So also we're going to be observing too. And thank you, Mesin Wala. And firm and steady makes good leaders. Yes. You must be steady, consistent. That's why Mazin Namdekan will always say consistency. Have you ever heard him? Several times. He will hammer it. Consistency. We are consistent. That is why we are formidable. He says it. That is why we are formidable. Consistency. That's exactly what they are doing. That's why immediately after the court ruling, the compromised media started sampling the opinions of people. Now they are coming out with their useless agenda. That's what they do. Once there is a court stuff like that, they now begin to use their so-called activists. They're sampling so many people on the media. They start discussing, poisoning the minds of so many people. The people get confused. Everybody's thinking this way, thinking that way, thinking that way. Some people will come and say, and release him. He must be released. Yes, he must be released. The courts have said it. He must release it. The other ones will come and say, yes, we're going to release him. We know the courts have said, but we need to do this. We need to do that. We need to do that. And we don't need to do that. And then everybody will be confused. People will run to this opinion, run to the other opinion. Everybody will be running helter-skelter, from one opinion to the other, and all of that, So that is the confusion. And they use all of this to buy time. They keep buying time. Their foot soldiers are working for them. They know what their foot soldiers are doing. They are not stopping them. There are so many videos I'll play here about them, what they are doing on the field. These are their foot soldiers. They keep buying time, buying time. Let me see if no need because of time. I'll play it next time, maybe tomorrow. They keep buying time, but they are playing the game, deceiving the people. They call all of these analysts, they come to the media, start saying so many things and talking about so many things, confusing the people, distracting the people. That's what they're doing. Compromised media. They use the compromised media. That's why they hack the medias, they hold the medias to ransom and all of that. So that's what they're doing. Thank you so much, my sister, for that, Mark Chi. For that. Thank you so much. Honestly, I want this Biafra like yes. Honestly, we want it badly. That's what's coming up here every time talking. Because we want our people to change their mind so that as soon as we enter, we have 125 days more. As soon as we enter, we are not going to be distracted. We keep doing the right thing. We keep doing the right, pumping the right energy into it. That is why we are broadcasting. That is why we are talking. That is why we are discussing. That is why we're talking about our minds. So that our people's mind will change from the terrain of Nigeria, change from the mandate of Nigeria, change from the system of Nigeria, be reorganized, revitalized, reorientated for the cause of a new nation, renewed nation that we have, not a new nation because we already have the nation. Biafra has been existing even 400 years before Britain began. So it's a renewing of our minds to get back into what we are, and all of that. Vine Maxwell says, okay, much good. It's better you stop this attitude. It will do you no good. I say again, I refuse to allow them to shave our hairs in our absence. Okay, so we're still believing him. He said he's strongly with Biafra. So please, want you just accept it and all of that. He said, Mazik, you don't mind this, Maxwell. He's in one Nigeria platform discussing how to make Nigeria better. Why is he always in one Nigeria enjoying and chatting with the one Nigeria people? Okay, I think because I know that watching might have seen you. Chineke might have seen you on a platform. Please, you have to desist from that. And Vine Maxwell, you have to desist from that. If you appear in once you go to discuss about Nigeria, you have already told us you're not. Even if you come to say Biafra tomorrow 10 times, it is not true. So you have to take yourself away from anything Nigeria. I don't discuss Nigeria. I don't accommodate Nigeria. In fact, I've refused to talk to some of my friends, very close friends who are even pastors, because of Nigeria issue. I just stop talking. I'll talk to them when Biafra comes. I'll open discussion, because there are some things you don't discuss with me. How can you discuss slavery with me? You're telling me to endorse slavery? You can't discuss slavery with me. I don't even need to appear on your platform. If I'm going to come into your platform, I'm coming there to educate those slaves who are there, to make them understand why they have to leave this terrain and come to the place of freedom. Because Biafra is the rising sun. You don't talk about the caliphate by endorsing election. That's the truth. So we have to be very careful on the things we do. Okay, let me read a message of I've not read it. Of Machi Best Channel. We must resist them. We can never succumb. We must fight them head on, and we're gonna defeat them. Yes, that is what we're doing. You see the way Mazi and Simon Ekpa is holding them to ransom, talking tough and acting tough and working it out tough. That's how it's working. We are very certain on this. Okay, Mwachiko, you are just being pedestal. We are more educated than what you are doing here. My brother Vine Maxwell, he's not against you. He's only trying to say that you have been showing signs of being within one Nigerian list. So what you need to do is not to react angrily. If you have been doing that, you just, I'm sorry, it was those days when I used to think that Nigeria can work, but now I believe it's Biafra. You understand? So it's just to clear the air. It's not about bringing up tantrums or gathering invectives, to pour on people. So no, Mazi Kelechi, please, that man from Ghana is for Biafra. His name is Max. Ask Mazi Ugo about him. He will put you clear. Okay. So Margarete Jogwe, I believe Margarete Jogwe very well. So and Wachineke, please calm down. I think we have two witnesses here now. Okay, please calm down. I think we have two witnesses. Maybe you have experienced him sometimes. There was a time we talked about Nigeria. There was a time Mazi began to talk about Nigeria. So let's not conclude, because we have seen somebody before, want to talk about Nigeria, and now the person is talking about Biafra. We now still hold them to what they used to say. So please don't conclude. So Margarete Jogwe has said it, that he's strongly for Biafra. So Maxwell, you're welcome. We embrace you in that fact. So since you have been cleared and we accept it, instead I should ask Mazi Ugo too. I'm going to ask him too. Of course, I'm going to ask him to. So please, Kenwa, please calm down. I believe maybe you have not seen him actively on Biafra matters. So I believe that he's actually, Biafra matters. But maybe because you have seen some things about Nigeria previously, so you are actually, irritated by that. So let's just hold ourselves together as brothers who will believe. There was one time we all were talking about Nigeria. Every one of us were talking about Nigeria, better Nigeria. But today we have come to the light, the rising sun. So let's embrace ourselves in that light, that we are together now. Thank you so much. Samuel, we have suffered so much damage in that zoo. Yes, so we have suffered so much damage. Honestly, it's so painful. The things we have suffered cannot be quantified with anything. I know what I'm saying. I will also remind 247 Raphael. Okay, Chineke. Okay, I think you posted this message before Margarete Jogwe's message came in. I want to believe that you should watch this vineyard on eye. Don't worry. I believe that he has been cleared based on the facts. So I know that maybe you are talking from the points that you have seen or the things you have seen, but just believe him for now. He says he's out of it. He's not part of Nigeria. So my brother, just accept it. Just accept it. Just accept it. Okay, watching it. I can't trust this guy anymore. I love what he was saying in all Biafra platform, but as soon as I started watching him, always in Nigeria platforms, talking nonsense and playing in one line with one Nigeria. Okay, maybe you have watched him. So you have to look at if those are old times or old videos of the things he has said previously, and maybe now he has come to fully be in Biafra. But I will encourage everyone, if you are in Biafra, don't get involved in anything Nigeria. If you are going to discuss on any platform where you are being questioned about Nigeria, make your stance clear and educate the people about the reason why you are in Biafra and why they have to remain in Biafra. That's how it's supposed to be. So we shouldn't create controversies and confuse people so that people will not doubt our resilience, our resolve, and people will not doubt our zest and what we are doing for Biafra. So that is it, Maxwell. We don't need to, play back forth on this matter. Mazi, if Okenwa Wachiko is not infantile and okay, and displaying high level of responsibility here, why can't he call me? Okay. So we're going to resolve that matter. We're going to resolve that matter. It's going to be resolved. See, Vine Maxwell, just take it easy, because we don't tolerate anything that has to do with Nigeria. So when people have seen you with Nigeria and they now begin to see you here, they also, of course, so many things have been happening, and so many doubts, so many situations, terrible situations. So we are very careful about what we do. So just all you need to do is just try to make sure that you are doing the right thing, and make sure that you don't get involved in anything that has to do with Nigeria. Okenwa, please don't allow me to respond to you in a manner you might not like. Here, please. Oh my God, just relax. This is clear love for Biafra for both sides. Yes, that's the truth. What you guys are doing is expression of love, for Biafra from both sides, because he is insisting, Maxwell is insisting, I am for Biafra. And, and then Wachineke is saying, no, I know you as for Nigeria. And he's saying, no. And Wachineke is saying that because he loves Biafra and doesn't want you to become a threat or become, he doesn't want you to become, as he's looking at you as a suspect, because we are preserving that concept of Biafra jealously, that anything that looks like a threat, we want to attack it. So all you need to do is to understand. Maxwell, you have to understand in that light, that yes, from Fine and Okenwa, yes, you have to understand in that light that he's actually concerned about Biafra. That's why he's very, very, pointing it out to you, because he has seen you on some parts, on some platforms where you are talking about Nigeria. So he's actually pointing out these things, not because he's saying that you cannot be for Biafra, but he's trying to make you understand that you have been doing some stuff, that has to do with Nigeria, and we're now seeing you here. How do we trust you? So it is the onus is on you now to say, oh, you can trust me. This actually, when you saw me, it was so time and so time. It was those times I used to believe in Nigeria. So you just make that clear, and let's move on. Not just getting angry, trying to, threatening to pour out invectives and getting angry and reacting. We don't need to react. We're all brothers and sisters, and we want the best for ourselves, for every one of us. So don't get irritated and irate about all of that. Okay, one should listen to you, accept it for now until he sees him again. Okay, yes, I think Machi is making a point. Okay, one should just listen. Okay, one, just calm down. He says now, he has said that he's no more part of the Nigeria thing, so that he's in Biafra. So what you need to do is just to watch out. You just keep watching out, then they will see him with Nigeria on Nigeria platform. Then we can now take that record, and then we now present it to him so that he will see it, and then he can now explain. But for now, he says he's for us, so we believe that he's for us. Let's believe and accept him in that light, and all of that. What is happening? Sit at home in your area. I don't know, most of you are in Biafra land, or those of you who are abroad. Have you ever heard any message about the sit at home? We are keeping it as a ritual. It's a ritual. It's a ritual of worship. Sit at home is a ritual for worship unto Chukokike. So we are certain that people are keeping the ritual, because that is the most important sacrifice, one of the most important sacrifices that you can make for Biafra, for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You can imagine that you have your freedom. You are sitting where you sit. You wake up in the morning, you can go and cook food and eat. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is suffering. He has to rely on the kind of food, no matter how they cook it, however they cook it, whatever plate they use in serving it, whether it was washed, they didn't wash it, they just clean it, put food in it and give to him. He has to eat it and face the consequences of the poisoning or whatever they put in the food, or the dirt, or the typhoid, or whatever it gives. These are sacrifices he's making because of us. And that's why it's so annoying and pissy that some idiots who call themselves elders under the auspices of Ohanese or whatever they are called. Of course, we know Ohanese was created by the Fulani Caliphate to put people who are stooges there so that they can use them as a control over the people, showing the world that these are the elders, and use them as a stooge to control the people. So now you can imagine that situation that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is, and yet We are just having a good time, even have the ability to type. He's not with phone, he cannot type, he cannot communicate, he cannot do anything, he cannot meet the loved ones, he cannot talk, he cannot do anything. He's just, for 2 years, going on 2 years. It is a disheartening situation. I want you guys to feel this, so that when you are looking at trying to betray, you know the evil you're about to get involved in. Our people must understand this, so that you know how evil it will mean to betray. When you imagine what this man is going through, just because he's saying that we want freedom. Vine and Okenwa, I love, one love, okay, one love. Please say, Hail Biafra. Yes, so you have to say that. You have to say that. You have to say that. It's not the time to quarrel and to fight, you know. Since somebody have confirmed that he's not one Nigerian, secondly, if he's the Maxwell that I know, I think Okenwa is wrong, please. Okay, so since he has confirmed that he's not a one Nigerian, let's take it. Let's allow things go on, you know, and let's allow things go on. And Maxwell is saying that, or spewing rubbish here. For all you know, I am Biafra. Okay, Max is saying that he's Biafra. He's for Biafra. He's a Biafran. So let's accept him. It is not the people that sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out. Is it not the people that sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out? For all you know, I am more for Biafra than you. Okay? You know, let's believe that. So, okay, just calm down. You know, let's allow this to, let's allow this to just go. If you are real, please stand on the part of truth. I have nothing against you, but I want you to withdraw if you are trying to be against what Biafrans are doing. Autopilot is for truth. Okay, that's good. And of course, yes, you have reminded me something. Let me tell Vineyard. The reason why you see Okenwa doing this, is because autopilot stands for the truth. Sometimes when I stand for the truth and say something, some people say, "Oh, just because we believe in the truth." We believe in the truth. That's just it. We believe in the truth. So please just take it as one of the concerns, that he loves you. He's just trying to see that you're actually on the path of truth. That's all. Vineyard or Vine Maxwell, just understand that. That's what he's trying to do. That's my number. Before talking trash here, you should have called me find out first before talking garbage. No, don't get that irate, my brother. Vine Maxwell, don't get irate. He's concerned. He's just concerned. And you should be appreciate him that he's concerned about Biafra, just like you are concerned about Biafra. So he coming to attack you is because he has seen some things that he feels that, so he's just know that he's just doing it for the concern, for the love for Biafra. And so you should understand him on that template and just take it as one of those things. If somebody comes here to attack me on Biafra based on something they have heard about me, definitely I'm going to also, calm down and just explain to them to understand. Stop reading this in that regard. Okay, I'll stop that. So I'll stop that anyways. So I want us to understand, that fact. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has sacrificed so much. Let nobody jeopardize or prejudice what he has done, his sacrifice. Numbering your days, that is the title. And the only way you can number your days is to stand on the path of truth. Because when you stand on the path of truth, you are going to fundamentally become an embassy or an ambassador of truth. Remember, you must know who is your company at this time, who you go with, who you discuss with, the people you do things with, everything about all of that. So please, you have to be careful. Let's make sure we keep to the rituals. Sit at home every Monday. Remember, the zoo cannot give us justice. The zoo cannot give us justice. We must face our freedom. This November, that begins from tomorrow, is going to be very critical. As our spokesperson have said, we have to be very careful. We have to be very watchful. We have to be very resilient. We have to be very alert. We have to, those of you in the north, in the northern Nigeria, in the zoo, those of you in Abuja, everybody is deserting now. All the nations that have all the weaponry and are strong, the superpowers are removing their men from Abuja. That tells you something. For them to remove their men, it is certain that they know that danger is looming. You should understand, if you are a Biafran and you are still in Abuja or any part of the north, your life is in danger. You might be a scapegoat. You might be a victim. We are telling you, I've been telling some of my people too, I've been saying it over and over. Go away from that place. Whatever you think you are enjoying, your life is more important than whatever you think you're enjoying in that place. Get away from that place and let your life be safe. It is very crucial and important. So please get it right and let's get results so that we can have your life and be in Biafra. So get it set. Tell your people to be alert and make sure you don't move out anyhow. This period now is going to be water, left, right, center. It's going to be very critical. Remember, water is the code. And the code, water, is an alert to you to be careful. It is an alert to you to be careful. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Biafra time, I'm going to be coming up here and we're going to be looking at critical things that concerns us. We're going to be looking at very, very critical things, that will blow your mind. I'm going to be talking about some very, very important things here by tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be I'm going to open your mind to so many things that you need to know. Some very, very important things, tomorrow we're going to be looking at the topic, tomorrow is the evidence history. Tomorrow is evidence history. Every Tuesday, we have evidence history, so we're going to be looking at details of the things happening all over the world, happening in Biafra land, and then the things that you need to know. I'm going to open your minds to so many things, and Abi, you came late. Yeah, you came late. So many things. Please, you can later open up and just watch the broadcast. Very, very great teachings by our guest today. So Abi, you'll still have the chance to listen and get the information right. And for those of you who want to call, the number is pinned. But if you cannot call, we know that very soon. These days we have not been having people call, and so if you have them to call, you can call the number. The number is there already. +212 707 898 194. +212 707 898 194. +212 707 898 194. But time is against us, anyways. Just store that number so that in case next time you can call and then you can air your views. You can say your mind. You can advise Biafrans, you can say some things that that we need to know, and all of that. I would have expected some people call to tell us about the seat at home today, but since we don't have them call us and all of that, we're going to take it and then we're going to go on, and the same way, and so we're going to go on that same way. And please, in the next 4 minutes or less than 4 minutes, we'll be through with this broadcast. That's by 1 hour 40 minutes, we're going to be through. We're supposed to have finished by 1 hour 30 minutes, but it has extended. Please, my brother Simon Ekpa platform, you and our daddy. Okay, remember. Please, my brother Simon Ekpa platform, you and our daddy. Okay, remember. Okay, I think I'm trying to get the message here. It's not really clear, but you can make it clearer by sending another message. So please subscribe to this channel. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. That is the way you're going to support this channel. At the same time, you will help us to broadcast to wider audience and to talk to people in all places. And please like the video also. When you like the video, when you watch a video, you like it to prove that, to tell the world that this video is okay. And then people also will receive alerts from you based on the fact that you like the video. It will now become a suggestion to them to be part of it and also like the video and also to subscribe, and also share it on all your social media platforms. Don't get the messages alone. Let other people learn these things. We have to send these things all over the world, all over Biafra land. We need our redemption, but we need our redemption in the context of truth. And the only way we can propagate truth is to actually know the truth. If you don't know the truth, you can't propagate the truth. When you know the truth, you need to send the truth to somebody else, make it contagious, and make it, let me use the word a pandemic, let it spread, because pandemic spreads, they spread, So we're going to make it viral and all of that. Let's send the message. Lola, the lady, it seems you're just coming today. You're just coming now because I knew you since we began, but you can also watch it later to know the details, to get the details. Please don't worry about any attack. You are our brother and Biafra love. Okay, you're talking to Vineyard, okay? So Vine Maxwell, okay? So to educate Biafrans in Simon Ekpa platform. Okay, you're talking about bringing our guests on the platform. Yes, that most times, because of the critical times we are in, Simon Ekpa would always have to be there and just keep dishing information and so many things on his table that he needs to talk about and all of that. So it's sometimes difficult to have him actually have a guest to discuss with. If you have observed, you see that most times he doesn't have guests. That is why our platforms are here, so that we can propagate the gospel through us, because we are part of the system. We are in the autopilot and media team. So we propagate such gospel using our own platforms. And by God's grace, we're going to be connecting with the Voice of Biafra as soon as possible, as soon as everything is put, the technicalities are sorted out, so that we can begin to give out messages to the people and using this as a means of getting people to be part of it. So that will sort it out. So thank you so much, Samuel. All that worked out, you know. And yes, Kelly, I came in late. Sorry, yes, Lola Delay, I know you came in late and all of that. So please try to watch it after now so you can get the messages and of course get the information from our guests today and some of the things we have talked about. And we know Ohaneze and Co, we know that they are our enemies, as Mazi Simon have said. They are enemies, and they are going to begin to hear from us from today. They have betrayed us so much to the point now that we need to begin to now deal with them. They have betrayed us so much that even our children that are coming up now are feeling the heat of the betrayal. These men, in spite of the fact that they're getting older, I believe that when people get older, they begin to think that their life is ending. Let them begin to get good. Because if they don't get good, they are going to actually maybe they don't know where they're going, because when your life begins to get older and you're going to go away from the earth, you feel like doing good to people. But these people, because they have been bewitched, they are demons in themselves, and they belong to cartels and cults. They are cultic. They are occultic. They belong to cults. So they have been eaten by wickedness and evil. That the older they get, the more evil they get. You can imagine these men coming out. That tells you that they are ignorant. One, it's either they are wicked based on the fact that they know that the system we have been operating has been the caliphate system, and they are deceiving us with democracy. That is why they don't believe in what the court says. The court have said release Mazin and Bikano, but they are now saying political solution. That means they actually believe that Nigeria's system is not democratic. Because under democracy, you shouldn't even come and begin to talk about political solution. People who have sense, people who are learned, will not do that. But now they are coming to talk about political solution, in spite of the fact that the court have said that release this man. That tells you that they believe that the pronouncement of the court was just to make the people, to deceive the people, then observe the actions of the people. And then with that now, with the actions of the people and the behavior of the people, when they see that the people are confused and saying so many things, they now come up, okay, since they have not obeyed the court order and people are worried, people are very worried, okay, let's adopt political solution. Now you see how childish they are. They set the court. I told you the other time, I told you people that Malami and Co are the ones who gave the court the judgment. The court comes up and proclaims the judgment. Then Malami and Co have plan B, because that is the system. All they want to do, use the court to look at how you're going to respond. Then Malami will now come and say something contrary. Then watch how you're going to respond. The way you respond now will now tell the next move. Now they say, okay, we are going to go to the Supreme Court. Now they said Supreme Court are waiting for 7 days for them to take it up. And then now they talk to those people who they have imposed as your leaders, who are not your leaders anyway, but they impose them as your leaders. They now tell them, now you know what we're going to do. The people have responded to the courts. We see that they are, we are confusing them, we're engaging them. So now, of course, I have said my own as Malami, and the voice of the caliphate. Now you are going to be on our side, because if you people have to play the program well, you have to play the game well. Remember, this so money will be coming to you, and so money, that money will come. So now go to your people and tell them about political solution. Since the court has not really worked the way it's supposed to work, and we're still waiting for the court. Let's adopt political solution. So tell them that one now. They will now begin to dance to your tune, and then we'll now begin to observe how they're going to operate and how they're going to react. If they begin to react that, okay, let's the political solution be, since the government does not want to obey court orders, then let's work on political solution. If they react that way, then the next thing we're going to do is that we're now going to fix a time. We're now going to say that you people will now come formally to tell us. We have discussed it. So we have discussed it together, but now you now set a date, tell the people that you're going to go meet the presidency at so time. They are buying time. Their foot soldiers are killing. They are targeting DSS custody where Mazin and the Kano is. They are targeting the Biafrans who are in Biafra. Who are in Abuja and all that parts of the place. But now they are playing this game. The people are engaged. We're busy. We're not even talking about how the diplomats are leaving Abuja, how the foreign nations are taking their citizens away. No, they're confusing with all of this. So they now tell the Ohanese, now tell the people that you're going to fix a time to go and meet with the presidency and then talk about the political solution. Then they will now come again and tell you, make a public speech. We are going to go meet the presidency so that we can talk about this political solution, and we'll make sure it will work out. And please, Biafrans, we're going to get results out of this. Confusing the people. Before you know it, it's December. Before you know it's January. Before you know, they'll say, okay, maybe they will fix it in January. They'll say want this festive season to pass so that people can celebrate them in January. We're going to meet the presidency on political solution. Then when they go now meet him in January, you know, say, okay, the elections are coming, everybody's busy. The government have decided that okay, they are going to accept political solution, and so let's concentrate and finish the election by March. As soon as the election is through, we'll now look at this, and then we'll now talk properly, and then we'll now release him. That is the plan. I'm telling you this thing now. Just watch it. Just watch it. They are playing as this person is Samuel is saying now. They are acting film in that film. Serious film. And the zoo animals, those ones who have made themselves to become animals. You know, animals, you push them here, they go. You take them here, they go. They are instinctive. They're just there. That is the game. I am telling you. So these so-called elders are in the game together with them. Leave all these issues they're coming to the press. Why did they come out to say it? If they wanted political solution, do they have to wait for the court process? As soon as the Anambra election was through, that time they talked about political solution. They would have gone. You would have heard that they have gone there several times. Have you forgotten that this Ohanese chief leader, what's his name now? Ohanese chieftain, what's his name now? Or their so-called leader in Ohanese. When it came that time to say that they have talked about political solution, they have met the presidency, they don't know what else to do. He said it. That means they have given up. And now they are still coming to talk about political solution. What does that mean to tell? What does that tell you? It is a plan, a template they want to play again. They will use this December period to work that template. Remember, the foot soldiers are coming. Before you know it, they will blow that place. They will attack Obiozor, yes, George. He said it. He said that they don't know what to do. That the presidency didn't adopt the political solution that they accepted. They talked about. They didn't respond to them. That he doesn't know what they are going to do again. The same man, Obiozor George, as old as he is, still is coming with his team to tell you people that they want this thing to be resolved politically. When they used it in Anambra's situation, deceived everybody, and now came to tell you that they don't know what to do next. They are still coming to tell you that the strategy they used initially that didn't work should be adopted again. What does that tell you? The target is election. That is the target. The target is election. That is they just want the election. Once the election happens, they have the power to control you, because now you have given them the mandate for 4 years. So whatever happens, at least the election has worked. That's their target. Just like in Anambra. Today, do you know why Soludo is flexing his muscles? Because people came to vote. If nobody voted, will he have that power to flex? No. The same thing will happen in the so-called presidency. Once you go to vote, they will now have the power to flex the muscles. That's what happens. That is why you see that the no election is the most vital tactics, because election is an instrument of democracy to speak for the people. But what you have in the zoo is that election is a takia to manipulate the people for the caliphate. So there's nothing like election zoo. Thank you so much, Angela Harry. Wow, Harry, my other name. You're bearing my other name, Angela Harry. My name is also Harry. Wow, good to have you, Angela. Kelechi Ndewo, your sister, greeting from Canada. Thank you so much, Angela Harry. My namesake, Angela Harry. Thank you for joining. Delighted to have you here. I think this is the first time I'm seeing you here, or you've been here before, because I think I'm seeing the name for the first time. You know, this Igbo writing that I'm trying to see how I'm going to pronounce it. Onye Hana election in DR. This, you know, sometimes to read Igbo language is hard though. This one sounds very hard for me now. Hatubu kwa onweha. Okay. I now understand. Yes, that's it. They are mad people, you know. That's it. So you see, it is a design. See, I wish our people will understand this. Look at the man who tells you that he didn't know what to do next. He said this thing around early this year, maybe April. Even Simon Epa actually analyzed that issue. He said he doesn't. Yes, Simon Epa played that video. He said he doesn't know what to do anymore. That they refuse to accept the political solution. Now he's coming again. You see how dirty and smelly these people are. They are very dirty, smelly, shameless. He's still coming to tell us that they should adopt political solution. What does that tell you? Election is the target. You see, let me tell you, we are going to get into this in November. Remember, Malaysia talked about a war. That war has not come fully because of the activities of ESN, the activities of the the activities of the dragon flag, which is the modus of the autopilot. Now, since they couldn't do that, they still need that concept of election to hold, so that they will use it as a means of distracting. They know that they want to either two ways, whether they will overrun the people or they will get the people to vote, but they will put the minds of the people in the issue of vote, but they are planning a military takeover. And that military, the military they are talking about, is still the Boko Haram people that are in the military that they have put there to still bring about the concept of the caliphate. So they have succeeded now in infiltrating the military with Fulani bandits, terrorists, and whatever you call them. They now have that as plan B, military takeover. But they are still playing the game with election. Okay, I am from the same village with Mazi Kelechi. Really? Please don't mention the village because I'm not mentioning village here. But maybe you can send me a private message. Let me know the village. Send me a private message on. Let me know if you are. I think it's Angela. That name sounds. Let me know. Send me a private message on +212 707 898 194. So that all these enemies who are looking for where is he from, let's go. Let's see whether we're going to go attack him. You know they send threat messages every day. They want to know where you are from, so that they don't see the message and then begin to say, oh, so he's from this place, he's from this village. Okay, now we know his village. So send me a private message on that number that you see is pinned already. You see the +212 707 898 194, so that I can know this is my sister, because you said your sister. Yes, so I think Angela, I think that name is sounding. So please send me a private message, let me know, so that we can talk. We can talk there. Send me a private message. So see, you see, detectives, please, I want you people to be very, very vigilant and alert in your mind. Reason, you were here in those days, so number put repentant people put in the army. So number repented, they have put them in the army. The last one they did in July or August was that 50,000 people have repented. Terrorists, they have put them in the army. Now they have given them military uniform. Remember, the first priority of these people is Islamic State. That's why they were attacking. They now bring them into the system. They will not tell them to change their ideology. It is Islam. They are all subject to the caliphate. So it's all about Islam. So they come to the military. They have that mindset. We still really need to overrun these people. Now they now set the issue of election. They know that it's close to election, but now they know that we're talking about no election. So the plan here is either we'll get it by military takeover, so that we'll now have the advantage of overrunning the people, because through our military we conquer them. Then with the election now, we are preparing their minds on election. We observe how they respond to it. We front people like Peter Obi to get them also get busy, because when you put somebody that is from their region, they'll get busy. They'll begin to think about election better. They'll begin to think, okay, election. That's why you see most people running around, those e-frogs and all those people who have been brainwashed, running around Peter Obi and all of that. Then they now put Tinubu and all of that to cover other places, Then the Hausa people, will now hold on to Tinubu because they have been brainwashed and all of that, and Middle Belt and all of the people who are talking about Peter Obi, some will be talking about Atiku. All of them are their programmed individuals. They are all programmed for the cause of Islamization. Now they look at it. In case this election, since they said there's going to be no election in Biafra land, if Biafrans don't vote, we're going to have problems, because that election will be inconclusive. So how do we now deal with this? Okay, now, of course, we know the concept. We already have our men in the military. They have been working in Biafra land, killing them and all of that, bombing them, with helicopter gunships and all of that, killing them in their villages. Now we're going to now formally, based on political stance and strategy, make them take over. They have already gone into the agreement with them. The people who are in control of the military are Fulanis, so they have gone into, they are the ones in control, so they are going to use these people as foot soldiers under the auspices of a military of a so-called contraption. Because when it is the military that is working, people will say, okay, it's the country's military. So they put them in the military so that when they are working, killing people in our communities and all of that, people will not say, hey, these people are not these people are foreigners. People will say, oh, they are the military. The world will say, oh, it's the military. Okay, let's allow them. Let them solve their problems. They know election will fail. So the plan is the military takeover. The target, again, also, they know that we are waiting keenly for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The target is also to kill him, to eliminate him, using these same people. But we're telling them that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not die. Nobody can kill him. He's going to come out wholehearted. I mean, whole and hearty. He's going to come out. He's going to lead us into our freedom, together with Mazi Simon Ekpa. So anybody who is thinking that these plans, who doesn't have an understanding of what is going on, that person, something is wrong somewhere. So if you are jumping from one place, supporting election, know that you are supporting what is going to kill you. It is part of the program to Islamize you. It is part of the program to Islamize you. So we have to understand this. So that is it for today. At least I've made some points in line with what our guests have said today. Samuel, amen, amen, and yes, so yes. We have actually talked and discussed. I thank you all who have been part of this, discussion today. I thank you all who have been part of this discussion. I want to say thank you all for everything, for your messages. I don't know whether I'll be able to call the names one after the other, but it's going to be a very Utah, Samuel, Angela, Harry, Mrs. Zion, Samuel, of course, Samuel, okay. Let me see another message of coming, and then so many. Thank you, my brother. We love you. Thank you so much, Samuel. I love you too. I love you guys strongly. I love you guys very much because you guys actually are making Chineke. Thank you so much. And Lola the lady, thank you so much. And Lola the lady, thank you so much. Samuel, of course, Abby, thank you. And Vine Maxwell, thank you. John Almeida, thank you. Thank you all. And Machi Best Channel, thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Machi. Thank you, John. Thank you. Every one of you, as you send your messages, I keep reading them. I feel delighted when I see the messages and feel that, yes, we have Biafrans who are standing for the truth. And Margaret A. Jogger, of course, I won't forget you. And thank you so much for joining, for your message. Alozie Friday, of course, every time you are here, you send a message. Mercy Nwala, of course, always sending messages. James Obiora, of course, having you, and it's so great to have a family where people are just interested in nation. Edith Nedu, yes, of course. Edith always here whenever she's here. She sends a message. Having a family of people. Akachuku Okike Abiyama, yes. Akachuku, of course, lady. She's here today also. She was here yesterday. She's here today. Mercy One, of course. Mrs. Maureen Haynes, of course, always here and sharing the messages and broadcasts and everything. Always sharing. Pastor Victor Adim, thank you so much. You're always, always supportive and supporting. In fact, you have supported this Biafra Global Network so much in there. Iwunne, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Iwunne. Also more people, John Almeida, of course, I've mentioned him before now. And so Alosie Chikelue, okay, Aloysius, okay, Aloysius. Okay, sorry for that. Thank you so much, Aloysius. You're always sending messages too. And I've read your messages several times, and then all of that. So many messages. I'm just trying to get the names. James, Mary, Agbo, thank you so much. I didn't even see Agba Ogidi today. I don't know whether Evermat, of course, you will always send a message. Evermat will always send a message. Eze also will always send a message. Eze always there sending messages at any time he's here. Yo B, yes, all the way from Kenya, Nairobi. Thank you so much for your message. Tina Martins, of course, you're always here, and all of that. So thank you all, those of you from all over the world, all over the world, your location, Germany, Canada, everywhere, all over the world. Thank you so much for being part of this. And I love you all. In fact, I like communicating and relating with you guys here. We keep talking and then we keep sharing messages. We are with you all and we'll go home together. Yes, so success update. This is the first time seeing your message. Success update. Thank you so much. Kudos. Samuel says kudos. Samuel, thank you. And since all days updates, thank you for joining too. Thank you, my brother. We love you. Thank you. Samuel said. Vine Maxwell is calling. Okay, let me pick your call, Vine Maxwell. So maybe you have something to tell Biafrans. Okay, so Vine Maxwell, welcome here. Thank you so much. Vine Maxwell, are you here?
Yes, sir. Mazi Kelechi, good afternoon. I'm calling you from Accra, Ghana.
Oh, it's good you called anyways, because this controversy of him. So talk to the people, please. Go on.
Yes, I hope you are still online, right?
Yes, I'm online. Yes, live. People are listening.
Okay. I would just like our Biafran people. In fact, let me speak in Igbo.
Okay.
I want to speak in Igbo. Although my Igbo, the Ngwa dialect in me is not that fluent, but I speak in Igbo.
Okay.
So that the Chineke, I do not know how they answered Chineke, because Chineke cannot be talking the way he is talking.
He's just concerned about the whole thing. I think he's just concerned.
Good.
You understand? Yeah.
Good. You see, Mamu Abia State and Mamu Abangwa.
Okay. Abangwa. Okay. Wow.
In Abia State.
Okay.
Yes. Abangwa.
Close to where then. Yes. Okay.
Afaruku is not even up to 2 hours from Aba main town.
Okay.
Afaruku, that is where Mazin Namdekano hails from, is not up to 2 hours on clean road. Yetala Aba, Abangwa, Dula Afaruku Mwaya. I joined the army in 1983. 1993.
Okay.
Obula old women's training college. Umwaya. I'm joining the army before. Because of when Army, I resigned voluntarily. 2004.
Wow.
Because when there was a La Kaduna, Southern Kaduna, and I'm na for over 18 years.
Wow.
One mechanized infantry division. Okay? And I'm going to appoint Brigadier General Dickey as the first son of Igbo land to hold the rank, the appointment of a GOC in one mechanized infantry division, Kaduna. He was my general officer commanding one mechanized infantry division. So open one, and if this okay one Chineke that in the Buha would the same okay one name appear and assisted Linda TV show. In fact, it is regrettable over here that Eba. Asana all these Yokara man Jim away with boom mother rather than each yon boom mother. He possibly bonnet Biafra. The Biafra any Jew on no papa pouty in a jeep weba. And I'm Agana damage Dr. Damage's show. And I'm Adakwana Niger Watch. And the name platform man in them Naga. When them support the Nigeria, because that's how I've gone about Nigeria before. I don't know. Ma Okenwa, ma wowa mbosa have run the Nigeria before. In what capacity? Papa Mwenye Ghana, from upper eastern part of Ghana, Kusase language, tribe. However, Papa Msiweputa. Maradema Asibo. Adama Sukwangwa. The reason why Biafrans need to say when Sobua were today, on a half for the Fulani, we sow the seed of discord and hatred in our riverine brothers, our cousins in the riverine area, and they did not counter it on time. That is why we are having problem today. Probably Biafra could have come earlier than now. You don't know. You know, me opening I may appear na Linda TV show. You go see what number me ba. Oh, you say platform na ga kwa the position na ni me. Na him biara na ezi, then I come awo.
Okay, so
it is not good.
It's
not good for the Biafran. As na ndị Igbo anyị si na ọ dịrị mama dị n'ebe a na-apịa akụndekeghị isi then ọ hapụ ikwu okwu. I cannot stand most of the videos and the platform you saw me. I know their position and I know what they were saying. And when I view them, their broadcast, replay their broadcast, I am not happy with the falsehood that they are portraying outside for the world consumption. I go in there as much as I can to challenge them with facts and the little knowledge I have gained and why it is not advisable for anybody to be a one Nigerianist or an advocate of one Nigeria. And you will come out here after saying all these things, you come out here and begin to tell the people in this platform I think there are over 20 or 30,000, probably 200 watching, chatting, that I am a betrayer, that you don't know my stand. Huh? My brother,
by Maxwell.
Then as okay mother, I'm 48 years, and I resigned from the Nigerian army with warrant officer second class.
By Maxwell.
This thing the soldiers are doing, Uncle, this thing our soldiers, most of the Nigerian soldiers are doing in Biafra land is what I refuse to do against the Southern Kaduna people. They are not my people. They are not my tribes. But I refuse to kill them simply because they were defending their land. If you know a place they call Zango Kataf, Kachia local government,
okay.
Breeding area. These are Christian-dominated areas that these people were fighting them and taking over their lands. And we send media to go there. I will find out what happened. And when I find out that these people, the owners of the land, were innocent. They were innocent. The same thing that is happening in Biafra land today. Is there anything the Biafrans are doing that they are not, entitled to do? And they send them to go and kill them. How can you go and kill someone that is carrying flag, roll them in Poto, and so on and so forth? And your people are not talking. Instead of you, to come out that time and start talking, carry and begin to do things so that we will see. You keep quiet. And when you see someone who is not a pure Biafran coming out to challenge whatever that these people are doing, even retiring from killing innocent people that did not do anything, you come out here and start telling me this kind of words. I don't want to use words that you will regret. And I hope that all Biafrans will hear my voice, those that are listening in this platform will hear my voice and know that you are just, I don't know what I'll tell you. You could have asked Maxwell, let me give you, I send my number there. I know the reason why not everybody will put out their number in the public. I put out my number there, and anywhere I speak, I go with my face open everywhere for people to see me. You think that I'm hiding? A man that has the Biafran evil blood inside him is like a crab. You cannot eat a crab in secret. Once you eat it, people will know that you are eating crab, and they will look at you. They will find you where you are. It will expose you. That is how I am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Vine, please.
And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Yes, I call the Biafran voice right now because I have all their numbers. Okay. I call Biafran voice, and I also call Sister Linda show because he threatened that he's going to call Sister Linda TV show and the Biafran voice to tell them to be careful of me. Just imagine that. Coming from a typical Biafran, to be honest with you, I don't know where you come from.
Don't be angry.
Mazen Namdekano is closer to me than you. And if I were to be around Mazen Namdekano, I will form my own to make sure that I secure him because I was trained as a jungle warfare in North Korea for 1 year, was trained as a counter-terrorist in Libya for 1 year, and I was trained as an airborne officer, a paratrooper in 32 Brigade, Kremlin, Russia. I have been to so many places, and God saved me. If I were around Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, nobody, unless God, said that they will arrest him. Because I know how to secure people. And when Abacha was there at Abuja and Asarok, I was among the strike force. I was among the strike force. But there is nothing you will tell me here that I do not know. I am a professional and a Biafra, a professional that has Biafran blood running inside him. So don't come out here and begin to spew falsehood to the consumption of our great Biafrans. Thank you, Mazi Kelechi.
Thank you so much, Vine Maxwell. Thank you for that clarification. And please, we are sorry for that. I know that he misunderstood you, and he was just only out of the zeal for Biafra. That was why he was actually saying what he was saying. But thank you for making it clear. And please, nobody should actually attack people unless you find out very much about them, so that you can be very clear and factual, especially when you lay an allegation and they say, no, it's not that way. You can calm down and begin to try to see that you get more information to be able to, so that you don't keep dishing it out and offend them. Thank you so much, Vine Maxwell. We're sorry. I apologize on his behalf. I apologize on his behalf. Please don't be angry. We love you, and from what you have said, we know that truly you are a true Biafran, someone who is partly Biafra and partly Ghana, and yet you could stand strong and tall for this cause. Definitely, you are definitely a true son of the land. So thank you so much, my brother Vine Maxwell. We are sorry. I still apologize one more time. I'm sorry, and he's sorry for what he has said. So please forgive him. Stand strong and tall on this cause, and please don't let anybody make you feel bad and get you angry. We don't need that now. We need to focus and get our freedom. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much.
May God bless you, and may God bless all the great sons and daughters of Biafra and wherever they are and whatever they do. And be rest assured that our God, once we do what we are asked to do, God will do the rest for us. Forget about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That same God that gave Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that yam in the forest will also provide him with the stick that he is going to use to dig out that yam in the forest. May God bless you all. Bless Master Simon.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Maxwell. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rose Chi said, Chukwu Okike Abiam will continue to strengthen you, my great brother. That's talking to Maxwell in this freedom fighting. Okike and Kirenwa. Okay, okay. You will surely perfect what he began. He will. Okay, Chukwu Okike Keruwa will surely perfect what he began at this end time with Unyindu and all the autopilot media. Thank you so much, Rose Chi. This is the first time I'm seeing your message anyways. Rose Chi, thank you. Thank you for that message. Thank you so much. I'm delighted to have that message. Thank you. Machi Best Channel. It's okay, my brother. I have said earlier that it is you. If it is you, he is wrong. Okay. Thank you for that confirmation. You have done that, and thank you. I believe that Maxwell has really passed the message, so we shall understand him. This is my brother. This is his voice. Love you, Mazi Maxwell. Okay. Good for that confirmation by Margaret Jogwe. Margaret again says, Kelechi, you see, I told you. Yes, he told me anyway. At least he has come. He has come open to say it, so we now know that he's a true Biafran. He has come to say it, say his number, say where he's from, say all that. That's when you know true people. This is why we need to respect each. Yeah, that's true, John. You're correct. We can see Mazi Vine is well grounded. Yes, he's well grounded. Honestly, from what he has said, you know that he's well grounded, and of course, from the places he has mentioned and all that, we know that he's well grounded. So we're sorry, and Margaret Jogwe also is saying sorry to you, as I have said sorry to you. So we're sorry about that. Please, any word we have said that is not that you feel offended about, forgive us for that, and forgive Mwachineke also. Please forgive him. Good afternoon, all. Ndewo Umuchineke. Igbo Diego. Okay, Igbo Diego. Don't mind me sometimes pronouncing the Igbo words when they are written. It's very difficult for me. So don't mind me, even if I'm an Igbo person. I know this, Bro Maxwell, all this while in different Biafra platforms. Okay, good. You know, from the mouth of two witnesses, the truth is established. So thank you, Ifeanyi Akwa. Okay, Ifeanyi Awa Udodirigi Mwacheke. Thank you so much, Ifeanyi. I think this is the first time I'm seeing you reading your message too. Thank you so much for sending the message. He's always in support of Biafra. Okay, he wouldn't have confirmed again. One love. Thank you so much, everyone. We are delighted, and of course, we have received that. So know that this is a rugged Biafran. Max Vine is rugged Biafran. From his utterances and all of that, you know he's a rugged Biafran. So we thank God for people like him and every one of you here. And of course, Mwachineke, we know that you also are a rugged Biafran. It's just that you got it mixed up this time around. And of course, please know that Maxwell is part of us and fully with us. So anywhere, anytime, he is strongly with us. And he has said it, if he was with Mazin Nambikano, honestly, he wouldn't have been kidnapped. And of course, you know, when you know people who know their onions, they speak authoritatively. And that can be a confirmation. Thank you all for joining. I'm delighted. We have spent 2 hours, 15 minutes on this broadcast. And of course, we have learned so much. Tomorrow, we're going to be coming on, and we're going to be discussing, and looking at the affairs, of the world. Tomorrow, the affairs of the world and the things that are going to be happening. We're going to be looking at the world, the globe, the activities happening in the world, and then some teachings that will open your mind tomorrow. Just join us tomorrow, 1 p.m. Biafra time. We want to have you, and and of course, prepare to call in. If you want to call in to say something, you call in and all of that. Success updates. Thank you so much. I love you too, and I love you all. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Biafra time, we're going to be here. We're going to be having evidence history. Each day has a tag for it. Tomorrow is evidence history. And the objective, let me read out the objective of evidence history to you, that you know the objective of every Tuesday, we have the evidence history. And the objective is to look into local and international history as guide to writing history now through our works, and also as guide to posterity as they write their own history through their own works. So we want to write history now. Everything we're doing now, we are writing history. It's not until you take pen and start writing in a book. No, anything you are doing now, you're writing history. The people who have written history previously, we're going to look into that history they have written by their actions. We're going to now bring it into our own time and then understand how we're going to write our own history to change the errors of their history, so that our children will now use our own template to write a better history, learning from our mistakes also and learning from our strength. So that is the concept of tomorrow's tomorrow's broadcast. It is titled Evidence History. Every Tuesday we're going to be having evidence history. Very soon we're going to be having jingles that speaks of all of these, titles for each day. Every day, Mondays we have our guests, and also Mondays is the mind surgery show. Tuesdays, evidence history. Let me look at the program for the week, so that I can read them all. Wednesdays, we have Tide of Affairs, where we look at summary of local and international current affairs. Tuesdays we look at history, international and local history. And then Wednesdays we look at, current affairs. That's things that are happening. That's Tide of Affairs. That's the title of the Wednesday program. Then on Thursdays we have Recreating Biafra, where we're going to look at the gifts of Biafrans, how Biafrans are doing well all over the nations of the world. When we have a guest, we invite them and we discuss those matters. Then on Friday we have Why Africa. That's when we're going to be inviting guests that will talk about Africa issues. We're going to be relating, the issues in Africa, the things happening in Africa, and all of that. And on Saturday we have Nuggets Conference, where we discuss, we interact, we look at the issues that have happened in the week, this week, or any week, and then we analyze them, and then we now ask questions, rub minds together, where I read your messages more, and then we communicate through messages and through calls too. Then on Sunday, Back to Base, where we look at the Bible and the details of the scripture, because you can't talk about Biafra without talking about Chukwokike. So we have to look at him. We have to look at details that concerns us through the word of the Bible that is written about Chukwokike. Then we understand. Last Sunday, that was yesterday, I actually talked about the beginning. I looked at the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 and then gave you some analysis. I told you how the beginning is not 6,000 years ago, but the beginning. Please go back to yesterday's broadcast if you have not listened to it. Get the details. It will blow your mind. This beginning we have is not 6,000 years ago. Some people thought that the world began 6,000 years ago, but in that Bible there, it is written, it is clear, plain. I explained all of those details. I gave you the signs, the scripture, and I gave you the meaning of the Hebrew words there that will make you understand these things. So go back to yesterday's broadcast, 1 p.m. Biafra time yesterday. We analyzed all of that stuff. And today, by next Sunday, we're going to continue from that. And I told you I'm going to give you 50 dispensational program plan of God from eternity past to eternity future. You know, I'm going to give you all of these things by next week Sunday. I'm going to give you all of these things, but by next week Sunday, we're going to be looking at Elohim, and we're going to understand what the context of Elohim means with the context of the Trinity, and then towards walking into the point of the Sabbath the next Sunday and all of that. And before we begin to go into those 30 dispensational program of God, you know, for humanity, you know, we can talk about us without talking about God. That's why Sunday is dedicated for that cause. Thank you so much, all. I love you all. Stay safe. Be careful. Pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He's coming out. Keep praying for him strongly, for his health, for everything about him. He must see Biafra. He must lead us into Biafra, as he has said. And Mazi Simon Ekpa has already arranged the plan, arranged the program, arranged the template, set the way path, clear the road, clear the bushes around. We behind him, going with him. And now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must come and push all of us going to Biafra. So that's what is going to happen. Thank you all. And please don't be misled. Don't allow yourself to be sold out. Don't allow yourself to jeopardize the program of Biafra. Don't allow yourself to be used. No matter what they give to you, don't ever talk about election. It's not your portion. You cannot endorse your own slavery. Continue to endorse slavery for yourself. It's not your portion. Thank you all. I see you tomorrow 1 p.m. Biafra time as we go into evident history. Thank you all. Please share this message. Subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed. Please like this video now as you're watching. Just like it so that the world will know that yes, this video contains something that is likable and that they should also learn. Because when you like it, it now becomes a suggestion to your friends. They begin to get it as suggestions in their own platforms, and then they can also look at it. And then share the video on all your social media platforms, whether WhatsApp, whether YouTube, what the groups you belong. Share it everywhere so that people can watch and also be part of this and all of that, and then enjoy the whole. It's a wire. My brother, people have come to understand that IPOB Autopilot have the roadmap to Biafra freedom. Yes, so yes, it's a while I saw you anyways. It's a while. Yes, people have come to understand it, and that's the truth. That's why we keep teaching. Because of the teachings, people are understanding. So thank you all for being part of this. I see you tomorrow 1 p.m. time, and please enjoy the sit at home. And wherever you are, encourage your people to always listen to instructions and obey instructions. Remember, keep praying for Mazi Simon Ekpa too, and the Umada and the media people, every one of us on the media, Autopilot Media, and then Autopilot Media, IPOB Autopilot Media, not all those E-rats and E-frogs and Indian Zama. No, not them. Don't pray for those ones. In fact, they are already condemned. So you don't need to pray for them to die. They are already condemned. They are condemned because the spirit of Biafra is going to deal with them. Thank you all. I love you all. Continue to remain strong and firm in this cause of Biafra. By the time we get Biafra, I'll see everyone. We're going to rejoice together and we're going to celebrate. Thank you all. I love you all. Stay safe.